So this here, ladies and gentlemen, is the main man, Mr. Steve Goddard. And if you listen to The Breakfast Show, then I've said this before, but CRE have been so supportive of Connect Radio. And I remember the first one we ever did, down south, and there was me, there was a few flyers, but you were so gracious to have us there, Steve. So first of all, thank you.
Oh, it was a pleasure to have you, and I love radio. I'm a journalist background. I used to edit Buzz magazine, which was a well-known Christian magazine in the 80s. I went into public relations work after that, helping to promote organisations, one of them being CRE. And so when I see new media ideas, I get excited because that's the adrenaline gets going, and I believe in new projects. I believe in Connect Radio because I think it's come from the roots. I think you've come from just trying something out, and it's developed and built, and I love that idea. Institution down doesn't really impress me very much on a number of things. I like grassroots up. That to me is the future.
Thank you, Steve. And how long is it since it's been in Birmingham last? Because, well, we are now, by the way, in Birmingham, of course, but when was it last in Birmingham?
In Birmingham itself, it was at the NEC, National Exhibition Centre, in 2015, 8 years ago. But we were locally at Stoneleigh Park near Coventry in 2020. Now, 2020 is a year everybody remembers because 2020 our lives changed. And March 2020 our lives totally changed with the first lockdown. We were 10 days from being shut down. We just squeaked in before lockdown happened in mid-March. And we were in the early week of March. I don't quite know how we would have survived if suddenly we had lost that show. And so we had to kind of regroup. We lost the next show at Sandown Park, which was in the October, again because of COVID. And it's been a hard push since because, there's an investment to be made in buildings and a lot of people involved with planning this. So we are delighted to come out of COVID now and to come back to Birmingham and to find a real thriving atmosphere. Genuinely excited about the number of people that have come out for this exhibition.
Could this be a permanent place? Because it's been an incredible event. There's so many people here and everybody's so welcoming, and it's perfect for networking, this kind of thing.
We wish we could do it more frequently, but because of the high cost of the rental of a hall, of halls like this, and the sheer expense that we put into marketing, I'm not even going to give you the figures because they would shock you. But in order to get the people through the door here, it costs a great deal of money to make sure that people realise what they're coming to, which is a professional trade show for churches. So while it has a spiritual heart, what we are trying to do is something that is not about a bring and buy, trestle table type of church gig, which we all know about and which we love, but is, what we're trying to do is to say, here are really good quality products and services which are available to churches, and we're selling them, and they're not just hardware but ideas too, in an atmosphere that is conducive to discovering them and making them part of their churches back home.
And we found at this event that there's two things that have been really different about this. So we do a lot of events, we go to plenty of them across the whole of the UK, but two things that have stood out to us which are incredible, and I reckon that this could be rolled out to every event once they've seen it here, is the zappers, the barcode. So tell us about that one first and then we'll move on to the second one.
Well, the zappers, we know that there are so many people walking past who may start a conversation with an organisation, and the organisation, they want to stay in touch with them. Well, if that organisation has to get out a pen and paper, write down the name and address, write down the phone number, write down the email address, that's maybe 10, 15 minutes by the time you've had the conversation. All those other people have walked past and never engage. So a zapper is all about them scanning. I don't have one. I don't need one of those badges. They zap on there, and all the details of that visitor go straight onto a database when collected at the end of the day by the exhibitor, which is just a great little device that saves time and should build the contact list of that exhibitor.
And the other thing as well, as a person who's done quite a lot of events, I get sick and tired of people walking past saying, if I'll turn the PA system down, and then other people who are sat in front saying, will you turn it up, I can't hear it. But you've managed to sort that problem.
We've sorted it with silent disco headphones. I mean, literally, you sit down just around the corner from where we are standing now. A seminar is taking place. There's a buzz around the halls, which is the conversation as ordinary people. But over on the seminar stage, which is open plan, opens out onto the exhibition floor, there is a lecture seminar going on, and all the people sitting there have headphones on, and they are listening to it by headphones. They can hear that guy clearly. And they can be 10, 20, 30, 40 yards away. In fact, they can walk around the whole exhibition floor listening to the seminar while they're in the other hall over there. So it's just a brilliant system, and we would never go back to the old ways at all.
The other thing as well, you can switch from speakers, can't you? So if you want to hear half of a talk going on in that room and then you want to walk out and listen to the other half, you just flick a button and it changes it.
Yeah, there's 3 talks on at the same time. You can listen to all 3. You can drive yourself crazy with it. You might get very confused with what you're listening to, but you could do it if you really want to.
And we're really excited because we broadcast from Manchester, that's where our studios are, but next year you're in Manchester.
We're in Manchester. We've been in Manchester before, Event City, next to Trafford Centre, but that was bulldozed down during COVID, much to our chagrin, because that was a cracking venue. And I just cannot understand for the life of me why people want some kind of new leisure facility there when they're all over the place anyway. What Manchester needed was good exhibition halls, affordable halls, rather than, frankly, the Great Northern exhibition in the middle, which costs far too much for the average exhibition like ours. But we found a venue about a mile from Event City, a mile from the Trafford Centre, called the BEC Arena. It's tucked away round the back, and we will be there May 15 and 16 next year.
We can't wait to be there, Steve. Thank you again for everything that you do for us, and congratulations on what's been an amazing event.
Well, thank you very much, and we've enjoyed it as much as anything else. What you may not, well, of course you won't know, is that 46% of the people who are walking past your stand have never been to a Christian Resources exhibition in their lives before. So this is a real fresh audience. We will expect the same sort of numbers up in Manchester.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.